Hello out there.
Here we are.
Good afternoon, Jason. It's noon. It's officially afternoon here.
It is. I started off my day almost forgetting that we were doing this today.
No, you didn't. I reminded you.
Well, you did, but my brain was on all of the other things that I was going to work on today.
Well, you're glad to be here,
though. I am.
Yeah. Excellent. So we'll chit chat a little while we're waiting to see if anyone is around today to join us live. Let's see, what are we up to today? So this morning, I was doing a little bit of piecing for a new pattern that's coming out late this summer. It's been good to get on the machine. I was on the computer a lot this week and doing errands. So it's been good to sew. I've been sewing. After this, we're going to have some lunch and then head over to a peaceful protest out on our little town green. We're going to wear our masks and stay 6 feet away from one another. We actually have a handy dandy tool that we're going to show everyone today. Right. We're not going to bring it with us, but it would be helpful. Yeah, I don't think it'll be appropriate, but
yeah, it could be funny. I mean, we'll know some of the people there. They might get a kick out of it.
Yeah, we probably won't. Okay. So maybe another time. So that's what we're up to today. I hope everyone out there is doing well, enjoying your Saturday. We'll chit chat a little bit more, like I said, until we see if anyone else joins. What were you up to this morning, hon?
Simple stuff. Went for a run in the morning, did some landscaping, sat down with you, had some breakfast out on the porch. It was nice.
We did. I accidentally stepped on Casey's tail, which I felt she's fine.
The
but
noise
I felt
that I heard
really
from the kitchen.
I felt really bad, but she's okay. She is okay. She gets under your feet and it was all thing. So anyway, so we'll get started. For those who don't know me, I am Sherry from Whole Circle Studio. I am a designer, an independent pattern publisher, and a teacher, both online and in person when it is safe to travel. I keep saying that every week. We're broadcasting here from the world headquarters of Whole Circle Studio, also known as our home. The studio is a couple of different rooms in our home. This is my husband, Jason. He is a big part of Whole Circle Studio. A lot of the behind the scenes work Jason does, and just lots of other things that make the business go. And we are here just outside of New Haven, Connecticut. So the purpose of Whole Circle Studio Live, which we are up to number 10 now, which is awesome. We started these during the quarantine, during the COVID crisis, and it's been so much fun connecting with everyone. That we're going to continue. So we just kind of give you updates of what's been happening in the studio, what we're working on, and different tips and tricks some weeks and other topics. I'm going to check the live. Hey, Tiffany, you're here live. It's good to see you. Excellent. So if you are watching live, please say hello, ask questions in the chat. You do need to have a YouTube account in order to do that. It's totally free. And if you do have a YouTube account, you can also subscribe. It helps us out a lot. It's free to you and helps us out. And you can chat with us. If you are watching the recorded, that's totally fine. Okay, too. We know that people's lives are busy. Just leave a comment in the chat, or you leave a question or a comment in the comment section below. And I do check them and read them, and it's fun to see. So this week, let's talk about what this week. I made notes about there was a lot of things that happened this week, both personally, in life, in the world, in the studio, but we'll talk about the studio this week. Last week, we went a little deeper in other places. So this week, we kicked off a new online workshop. I say we because I am in front of the camera and Jason is behind the camera making it all work. So it was the Get Comfortable Piecing Curves workshop, and we had an awesome time. Lots of its students, and actually the really cool thing is lots of students here in the United States, which is great, but we have at least four international students. So some of them are watching live. We are doing this class at Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So we have one student in Australia who I don't think watched live. We have one student in India where it was 2 a.m. So I don't think she made it. She told me she was going to try to stay up extra late to watch it live. Everyone could watch the recordings the next day or whenever. We have one student in Kuwait. Oh, so Kuwait, it was 2 a.m. One student in India where it was 4 a.m. And one student in
Mozambique.
Thank you, in East Africa.
So,
which I did find out the student in India and the student in Mozambique know each other. But that is just amazing. I think that has been one of the really, it was really challenging when the lockdowns happened and the pandemic happened and we couldn't travel. Or I couldn't travel and teach, and things were getting canceled or rescheduled or shifted to online. And it was it was hard. We were all having a hard time. I was having a hard time dealing with it. But sort of the lemonade and all of these lemons is the opportunity to reach people and have people watching live or a private class from people all over the world, which I've had before, like teaching at QuiltCon, but those are rare. So that's pretty cool.
Intercontinental. We should try for every continent.
Yeah, and Antarctica.
That's going to be the toughest one to get.
If anyone out there is from Antarctica, I will give you a free class. Reach out to me to say, yeah. Let's see who else joined. Hey, Misa, good to see you. So two other big things happened this week. We're also working on our class setup, sort of the camera and the lighting and logistics, to do live trunk shows and presentations to guilds and groups. I've been teaching online, but I have my first guild, actually 2 guilds this week, back to back. One, I was supposed to be in person and they asked if I could shift to online virtual. And another group that just reached out to me 2 weeks ago that they're looking for programming and asked what we could work on together. And the great thing about it is it's a guild in Alabama. And I do travel all over the country, but it's expensive to do so. It's expensive for guilds to pay me on top of my workshop fees, the travel reimbursement. So we're super excited. We've been testing out new cameras and lighting setups and double cameras and bouncing, not in a
new computer.
A new computer, but bouncing back and forth, but in a way that doesn't make anyone nauseous, but that they can see the quilts really well. And we're both super excited. I think we're 95% there, and we'll get the last 5%.
We're working towards perfection.
We are. So that's really, really exciting. So I'm super excited to be able to reach guilds again soon. And I've had a couple reach out to me for the summer and the fall. So if you're in a guild or a group and would love to see more of what's going on, reach out to me. I love working with you all. And then the last big thing that happened this week, which I am super excited, blown away. So the quilt that you see behind me, Butterfly Bunch, is a mini quilt. It's one of my patterns. It's actually the first sample I made with the pattern. It is featured on the pattern cover. So there's a few people, Matthew Bordeaux, and I forgot the other person's name, but she's equally sweet, organized earlier this week. They organized a fundraiser for anti-racism, where all of the proceeds from donated quilts and quilting supplies and other pieces of art were going to about 10 different organizations throughout the country to really help promote anti-racism and the important social justice work that's being done. So about 200 people donated items. There were like a bazillion items. There were more than 200 items, I think. And so bidding closed last night. It was all done on Instagram. And I am super, super excited because this quilt is going to a new home. I'm going to be arranging for the delivery next week, and it raised $1,080 mostly because the person who bid on it their employer has a double match.
Yeah,
so it basically tripled the bid that she put in. So I'm super excited that $1,080 is going to the Equal Justice Initiative, and the donation has already been made. I saw the receipt. It's really awesome, and I'm super excited about that.
So I got to say farewell to the quilt.
To that one, yeah, we're going to be letting it go, but it's going to a really, really good home. And we have a lot of quilts here, and it is
in
hard.
In fact, you shuffle them around.
That's a whole. Let's maybe we'll talk about that next week. We have a lot of quilts, and it's always hard to have one go. But I always think about why I make them, to share, for other people to enjoy. We only have so much room for quilts, and it's going to a really good home, and it raised a lot of money for a really important cause and important work. So I'm super excited about that. Yay! Yes. So Butterfly Bunch will be leaving us, so you'll see it here. And there's always photos. We have lots of photos of it. So the other thing, which is our main topic today, we'll get into the main meat and potatoes, is this week where I was working on putting the finishing touches on my next pattern, which will be released this week. It's kind of timely. It was inspired by COVID. I've been working on it for a couple of weeks, months now with sketching, and it's tongue in cheek, and we're having a little bit of fun with social distancing. So, ta-da! You only maybe see, maybe we'll scroll it by.
We'll scroll the...
So it is called 6 Foot Ruler, and it is approximately 6 feet long. And everyone knows 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet, or 2 yards, as it's known to our quilters, is sort of one of the new buzzwords in social distancing. So this is being released, the pattern, this week on Thursday. As always, my email subscribers will get an email this Thursday. I wrote down the date in case you're seeing it. June 18th at 8 a.m. Eastern time. They'll get an email with the code. So they'll get 20% off the pattern for a limited time. It was really fun to make. It's been kind of cheeky and kind of tongue-in-cheek to have. I'm going to put it up on the blog. We photographed a sample of this last week with Jason and our next door neighbor, Harry, from 6 feet away. Jason has some plans. We're going to make a sleeve in the back, and you were going to try putting a PVC.
Oh, yes, I'm going to walk around the grocery store with this.
No, he's not.
With the PVC sleeve sleeves
and
on the back.
It.
So I just, keep it. When I go through Costco, I'll make sure people are staying 6 feet away. Might be a little tricky to pull things off the shelf while holding the...
Yeah.
I should shorten it. It's supposed to be 3 feet for bicycles.
Oh, I can
put it on my bike and hang off anyway.
Yeah. So the cool thing is it's, kind of made it. I brought it out once or twice during a social distancing backyard event that we had. And it's just kind of fun. I think this summer it'll be a fun thing to have sort of this outdoor decor while we're meeting with friends. It certainly could be a table runner indoors or outdoors, a bed runner. Someone this morning.
So it could be.
Yeah. So, well, it would be the 6 feet at the top. It could be a wall hanging, and you can actually use it as a growth chart for kids or babies.
Because once it's quilted, it really is.
It is very
really
close. So I know one other thing is it would be great for a sewing studio because we're always measuring as quilters too. Maybe you could do a version that's green and black, so like it looks like a cutting mat, which would be cool. I think that might be the next version I make, or maybe I'll make a 3 foot one for that because that's 1 yard. So the finished quilt size, it finishes a little bit longer than 6 feet. And the rationale for that is when you quilt something, it shrinks in a little bit because it's kind of taking up space. So this finishes super, super close to exactly 6 feet. So it'd be great for measuring kids. So all sorts of things. Like I said, kind of just a fun novelty quilt, a wall hanging, a table runner, a bed runner. So let me check the comments. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Brilliant. Well done. And yeah, Misa, growth chart. Wouldn't you think that would be fun to have for Lucas well, now he's close to 6 feet.
He's close.
Would have been fun when he was little. But you can always take like a little Frixion pen and write the date on it. So this sample I made with Elements by Art Gallery Fabrics. They had sent me some fabric. Maybe I could do a close up. It's this really great blender print. Super, super pretty, and it works really well with the foundation paper piecing because you have pieces going in every which direction. So it's sort of this thrown print works well with that. And for the back, I used one of their prints, and I thought this was perfect for the back. It's all tape measure print. So I have that version. I'll show you some other versions I made. The yardage for the 2 colors are all in the pattern. Or you can make it scrappy. So this, I went into my stash. If you know me, you know I'm a sucker for a rainbow quilt. So here, we'll do our scrolling bar again. So this, I did a rainbow, and this was all scraps, what I had in my stash. I was going to show up close for the little tick marks. Can you see that, Jason? I can't.
Yep.
You could see I use all different kinds of prints of reds. and then oranges. And then the background is this really great blender white on white print from QT Fabrics, which is called Illusions. It's just a simple dot. So we'll just scroll it by. This is kind of fun. Scrolling scene. Hopefully, I know the lighting is getting a little weird with that. But that was kind of fun. This would be great for a baby or a kid, I thought. Or just like a table runner, just kind of a fun summary thing. And it is, like I said, very, very, very close when it's quilted to being actual size. And then for the back, again, I just used what I had. It's just all solids, fabrics that kind of correspond to the front. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Pattern will release this Thursday, June 18th. And again, if you're interested, get a good deal. Why not? Subscribe to my newsletter between now and then. I will, after this video, put the link in the comments and you get 20% off for a few days, the first few days of launch. And that goes for any new pattern as a thank you to subscribers. Oh yeah, Misa, that would be great for Classroom. I'm going to add that in the description. Thank you. So because here at Whole Circle Studio and Whole Circle Studio Live, we're all about keeping it real.
Got to keep it real.
Got to keep it real. Mostly real. Well, come on, we're going to keep some things private.
We got to keep
personal.
We got to keep the mystique going on.
Yeah, well, yeah. So those were actually what I showed you, the second and third sample of the quilts that I made. The first quilt I made, I really, really love. It turned out great. It was to kind of test the pattern. And for some reason, literally, I put the last stitch.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Maybe you should see if anyone picks up. You should hold it up and see.
Okay, I won't tell you what it is, but I put the last quilting. Like I got it completely pieced.
Yep.
I got my quilt sandwich made, the top, the middle, the back, all of the pins in it. I quilted all 3 layers. I put the last quilting in, and there's a good amount of quilting in it. Yep. And then I was like,
uh-oh.
Are you serious, Claire? Are you serious? So we'll pick it up. So there's a couple of people watching live.
We'll do the scroller and see if anyone picks, and if anyone picks it up.
Has anyone see what the mistake is? This is the first version that I made.
We'll give everyone a chance to
see
the whole thing and think about what they're looking at.
Anyone see what the mistake is? I mean, it might be a little bit on a delay, so maybe we'll wait a minute or two. I feel like we need some Jeopardy music. Da, 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 da,
we need the Wheel of Fortune music that Pat Sajak always makes fun of and hates.
What's the Wheel of Fortune music?
No, in the final round with Wheel of Fortune, when he spins.
We're like deep in the last few months. We've been deep into Wheel of Fortune.
And people guess the letter, and then they have got 3 seconds to.
What does this music sound like?
I don't know, but Pat Sajak hates it. He makes fun of it every time.
Now I wish I remember it.
Anyway,
so okay, that's enough time. No one sees the mistake, at least live, and if you're watching it recorded. So these pieces.
Wait. No,
not too many hashtags. It's actual. Anyway, so these pieces right here, I put 180 degrees the wrong way. Like this strip right here should have been turned 180 degrees that way. Can you get the other one? So that the little marks are touching the binding. Grab the other.
The yellow.
Yeah, we'll put them side by side. I could not believe I did this. I could not believe I did this. So
I'll hold this one.
Yeah. So you see here, all the marks should be touching the binding, and here there's a gap. Yeah, it's all pieced. Well, it's not pieced right, but this is pieced right. I just rotated it the wrong way.
Oops.
Anyways, so we have now 3 versions. One isn't exactly right, but yeah, so you knew the hashtags.
That look weird.
So anyways, it happens. We all make mistakes. We roll with it. Perfection is whatever. And again, it's something handmade, so it shouldn't be perfect. That is pretty obvious. And that, unfortunately, the heartbreaking part of doing that was that I'm making samples to test. Well, I'm making samples because I like the quilt one. I'm making samples to test everything, to test the instructions, to test the fabric requirements before it goes to my technical editor. And then I'm making it also to photograph the quilt, to put it on the cover so that people have a visual. So unfortunately, that would not do well on the cover because the picture of the quilt does
Photoshop.
not match
To
up.
Photoshop.
Yeah, but I made it again. But yeah, the picture of the quilt wouldn't match the instructions.
This does look much more.
That does look
Tape
much
measure
better.
accurate.
So yeah. Anyways, so that is a little bit of saga. Now you got to see behind the scenes. I've made mistakes before like that, but I've never caught them that late when literally it was all quilted and all I had to do was put the binding on. So I bound it anyways.
You want to talk about where the numbers come from?
Yeah, so the numbers, these 6 numbers are in the same family of my typecast fast foundation paper piecing pattern. So in the 6-foot ruler, you get these 6 numbers, but the typecast fast, you get all the numbers, all the letters, all the punctuation. So you'll see it's in the family. Also in this pattern, obviously, along with the numbers, you get all the other piecing instructions for how to put this together, all in one little pretty pattern. So everything you need is there to make this. So I'm super excited about it. Again, you know, it's not fun. I don't want anyone to think it, take it lightly. Like, we are definitely social distancing. We are staying 6 feet away from people. Are we happy about it? Absolutely not. But we might as well have some fun with it while we're doing it. It is could also be a commemorative quilt. So 10 years ago, we'll be like, hey, remember that crazy year? We don't know how long.
In 2030.
Yeah.
Remember back in 2020?
But at some point we will. I'm confident we'll be able to be closer to 6 feet away from people. And we'll then make sure we put a label on that quilt to commemorate why we made it. Or we don't have to, and it could just be a lovely 6-foot quilt.
Could I put it in a time capsule and bury it in the backyard?
Well, the cloth might disintegrate after a while. So we'll see. Maybe we'll put the wrong one in the capsule.
I mean, I could put it in the basement. It's a little less
maybe
exposed to the elements.
So that's what we've been up to. I hope you all are having a good week. Had a good week. Looking forward to the weekend. I think that's all about what we have this week.
That's it.
Yeah. So definitely, if you're watching the replay for this and have questions or comments, please leave them below. If you stumbled upon this video and liked it, check out the other Whole Circle Studio lives and other videos, tutorials that I have, and hit subscribe. It does really help a lot. And if you are interested in 6-foot ruler, the quilt pattern, definitely go over and subscribe to my newsletter so you get the 20% discount for a limited time. If you miss the 20% discount, it'll still be available from my website, and I'll leave the link below in the comments. So with that being said, we hope you have an awesome week. Anything else you wanted to add, Jason?
That's it.
No? Okay, good. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So we will be back next Saturday, same time, same place at noon Eastern time. Have a great week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.